Every man has felt it. The rush of anger after being disrespected, the spiral of overthinking when a text goes unanswered, the weight of stress pressing down before a big decision. And in those moments, we're told to man up, to let it go, or worse, to pretend we don't feel anything at all. But what if the path forward isn't about suppressing your emotions, but mastering them? What if there were proven mental techniques rooted in ancient wisdom that could give you calm, clarity, control? No matter the chaos around you, that's what Stoicism offers. And today, I'm sharing 3 Stoic exercises that don't just help you control your emotions, they rewire your response to life's most stressful triggers. These aren't abstract philosophies. They're mental workouts, daily practices, and they're how strong men keep their composure. Stay grounded. Lead themselves, especially when the world tries to pull them off course. Let's start with this. The Stoic doesn't deny emotion. He studies it. He understands that emotions, like weather, pass. They're not permanent. They don't define him, but they do reveal where the mind needs training. And that training begins with a technique called negative visualization. Now, this sounds dark, but it's actually liberating. Negative visualization is the practice of imagining the loss of something you value: your job, your relationship, your status, even your life. Not in a morbid way, but in a grounded, sober reflection of reality. Because when you imagine losing something, you appreciate it more. And when that thing is taken, you're prepared. You're not destroyed. You've already trained your mind to understand everything external is temporary. That's the foundation of emotional resilience. Here's how you apply it. Every morning, before checking your phone, before talking to anyone, close your eyes for 60 seconds. Imagine losing what you care about most: your ability to walk, your closest friend, your freedom. Breathe through it. Feel it. Then open your eyes and return to the present. What happens next is powerful. You walk into your day with gratitude. That email, that meeting, that delay in traffic, suddenly, none of it matters. You're not reactive. You're present, grounded, focused on what actually counts. The second Stoic exercise is the discipline of journaling. But not just any journaling. This is strategic mental training. Dissecting your thoughts, exposing your emotional weaknesses, rebuilding your mindset, brick by brick. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoics, wrote his journal not for the world, but for himself, to remind his mind of the truth when emotion tried to lie. Here's the prompt. What triggered me today, and why? That's it. Every night before you sleep, write this question down. Maybe it was being ignored. Maybe it was criticism. Maybe it was someone else getting what you wanted. Whatever it was, write it down. But don't stop there. Ask, did I respond like a man in control or a man controlled? This level of honesty will hurt at first, but over time, it will sharpen you. Because the Stoic doesn't fear his flaws. He tracks them, he studies them, and through that awareness, he gains power. The third Stoic exercise is voluntary discomfort. It's the art of choosing discomfort on purpose. To train your mind for real life, this means waking up early, even when you're tired, taking cold showers, fasting when you could feast, walking instead of driving, speaking truth when silence would be safer. It's about conditioning your nervous system to remain calm under pressure, because pressure is where the world breaks most men. Most people wait for life to test them. The Stoic tests himself first, because he knows adversity is inevitable. Failure is coming. Pain is part of the game. So instead of waiting to collapse, he chooses to grow stronger today. Each of these exercises, negative visualization, journaling, voluntary discomfort. They work because they rewire your baseline. They stop you from living on emotional autopilot. They put you back in control, not of the world, not of other people, but of yourself. And that's where true confidence lives. Think about this. When you don't fear discomfort, you become dangerous. When you don't panic in uncertainty, you become unshakable. When you train your mind to expect nothing, but prepare for anything, you walk through the world with quiet dominance. You don't need to yell. You don't need to argue. Your energy speaks for itself. And if you're thinking, this sounds great, but I've tried meditating and it didn't work, let me be clear. Stoicism is not meditation. It's not about detaching from reality or emptying your mind. It's about sharpening your judgment, training your perception, creating distance between stimulus and response. So when someone disrespects you, you respond instead of react. When anxiety creeps in, you don't numb it, you investigate it. When rejection hits, you don't collapse, you rise. In a world built on distraction, instant gratification, and emotional chaos, Stoic men stand out. Not because they're perfect, but because they're prepared, because they practice, because they stay calm when others collapse. And here's the deeper truth. The man who practices these disciplines doesn't just survive the storm. He becomes the storm. He doesn't run from adversity. He welcomes it. Because every discomfort, every failure, every loss becomes fuel, not excuses. So if you've been feeling like life is too much lately, like your emotions are running the show, start here. 1 minute of negative visualization each morning. 1 honest journal entry every night. 1 act of voluntary discomfort every day. Do this for 30 days, and your nervous system will shift. Your focus will sharpen. Your peace will deepen. And people will start to feel something different when they're around you. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. Your stillness, your strength, your presence, you will have earned it. That's the power of Stoicism. That's the path of a man who leads himself. And if you're still wondering whether this path is for you, let me be clear. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally elite. Because the man who can feel deeply, yet remain steady, that man is rare. That man is valuable. That man leads. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. You don't need a perfect past. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to make a choice. That from this moment on, you will stop leaking power. You will stop handing your peace to people who haven't earned your presence. And you will start building a mindset that no one can take from you. Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No therapist, no partner, no podcast, no book, not even this message. The only person who's going to rebuild you is you. But you're not doing it alone. You have the tools. You have the path. You have Stoicism. And now, you have a choice. Do you want to keep living on emotional autopilot, triggered by texts, rattled by silence, chasing approval? Or do you want to lead your life like a man who cannot be moved? Start today. Start small. Practice these exercises. Commit to 30 days. Rewire your nervous system. Reinforce your mind. And watch what happens. You'll notice it first in the silence. You'll feel calm when others collapse. Then in relationships, you'll stop over-explaining and start observing. And soon, in every room you enter, your presence will speak before you say a word. That's what Stoicism builds. Quiet power, calm leadership, emotional command. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to this channel right now. Share this with a brother who needs it, and drop a comment below. Which of these exercises will you start practicing today? And remember, you weren't made to chase. You were built to lead. You weren't made to react. You were trained to respond. You weren't made to break. You were built to reign. This is Stoic Reign, and your reign starts now.